It's time for the shop report with
Barbershop Jay.
Yo, what's up, sports fans?
Yes, and welcome to the Shop Report special presentation of the Turnbuckle. You're darn right. Going up on a Monday.
You already know. You already know. You already know what you just sent me in the chat. I am already on one. You already know. Bro, let's stick to let's officially welcome our guests, everybody, to the show, and we're gonna dive right into what you sent me, what you asked me about right before we started this show.
You know what? I'm gonna play the clip. This is our reaction to this glorious. This stuff right here. All right, our reaction. They own the content, and what's being asked here, this move was so good, it legit looked like Nia Jax botched. And Michael Cole sold it like he saw the craziest thing he ever seen. It was perfect. All right, so I'm going to go
Let's
ahead.
See if they'll let us share it. Okay.
All right, so.
Oh my God! What a cover for the win! That is a cover!
Wow, but she kicked out.
All that and she kicked.
She kicked out.
All that for 2. You know, I've done more. Never mind. What do you make of it?
I'm a bit disappointed that we still painted Nia with the she botched this, she botched that. It almost looked like she botched, which jades our view from what was a remarkable move that, let's be honest here, when we don't talk about physics, right? When we peel back that curtain, Nia made that move happen. It's Nia's responsibility to make that flip. Okay, if she doesn't do what she needs to do in the air, Naomi can't turn that into the art that it was. So while both of them have a great deal to do with how truly remarkable that move is, Nia's the heavier of the two, and Nia's a bigger woman as well. So she has to make sure that she turns over. So she almost botched. It almost looked like she botched. I feel like this is a bit unfair here because we want to move away from what did Nia potentially mess up this time into, okay, Nia, she's getting over that, and in big moments in big matches that involve her putting someone else over, if it be for a spot, if it be for a match. Let's move away from that here. This was a legit one. I would have liked it not to be worded as it almost looked like she botched it. Well, she didn't mess up this time where, dang, look at what Nia could do, and just leave it alone there and let the viewers or whomever infer, if they want to infer, whether Nia looked like she almost botched this time.
Fair. I don't see it. Yeah, there was just a lot going on. At first glance, I understood the point of it could have been viewed as being oversold.
Sure. And that speaks to I think the current lens that she's in. So I don't think that, let's say, the context for that clip, the opinion of that clip, I don't think it came from I don't know that it came from an agenda-driven place. I think it's just one where you're used to seeing it this way, so you perpetuated it as that. Versus, nah, if we really want to talk about how great the move is, let's not infer that she might have botched it, or it could have been botched, or it looked like a botch, and just say, yo, Nia, look what Nia and Naomi just pulled off on a SmackDown, no less, and leave it there.
Yeah, no, great point. And speaking of, potential overreactions or underreactions, definitely want to just quickly touch on the question from a Fightful reporter to, of course, Lashley and MVP and others. Did you feel like the response? How did you feel about his response? Did you feel like how did you feel about the overall line of questioning itself? Was it? I'll let you answer those first before I step in on it.
I stepped away because my AC was going on. It's probably giving some audio in the back, so I'm sorry, fans. Can you restate?
Yeah, for sure. So just quickly, in regards to on AEW side, with the Fightful question that came and was answered by Lashley, did you feel like the line of questioning was okay? Or was it how did you feel about the question itself? And then also, how did you feel about the response?
All right. Lashley, MVP. Well, MVP in particular has spent some time over the last few months not so subtly inferring that ethnicity has played a factor in the absence of certain talent in main event programs, in championship programs, in championship matches. So, given that context, when it comes to getting that Fightful question framed, posed to Bobby Lashley with MVP sitting there, and to frame it from the black champion perspective, I think it might have been a bit confusing for the person to be asking the question in that context and then be given such a strong definitive answer, because you've been saying something about the absence of black champions or black people in the main event picture, in the title picture, in good storytelling, good programs. MVP has perhaps, excuse me, even suggesting that MVP and Lashley themselves haven't been part of those things. So when a reporter speaks directly to that, it's interesting to see how much Lashley bit back. At the same time, his response is 100% correct. That ceiling, that barrier has been broken. It's been broken resoundingly. The idea that he's a two-time WWE champion, the idea that he did drop the strap to Big E, I think it is a sign of progressive, if you will, of a forward moving of the business. The idea that champions of any ethnicity can hold the title and can have meaningful runs, and the ground ceiling, the ground that broke in 1998-99 with Rock first, and then several years later with Kofi Kingston is great. We've had that now. We've had that champion. We've had that glass ceiling shattered. Now champions can be champions irrespective of their ethnicity, even if they're playing that up as part of their persona. The idea of it is black men, Asian men, men of any ethnicity, superstars of any ethnicity and any background can be viewed as capable of being champions. And I think that's what Lashley spoke to. I just think that he probably got the question because of who he was sitting next to, not necessarily directed at him, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no. So right away, a few things stick out to me. Do I think the question was appropriate as a whole? Yes, but not in it. It needed to be reformatted.
Okay. In what way?
I think it. I don't believe that it came from like she was intentionally trying to trigger them. I don't know her from anybody else, so I don't want to speculate on her ethnicity or anything like that on that side of things. But so instead, what I want to point to is a reality. We've actually talked about Lashley's comments himself about just a few weeks ago, coincidentally, on that very same topic within WWE. So I think what she was attempting to address, in many, for lack of a better term, was what those two were saying about their past employer.
Right.
Was it but it needed to be drastically reformatted and rephrased, for that matter, in the moment. And I applaud what Lashley's saying.
Yes.
But I think, unfortunately, him taking that stance, he actually had the opportunity to say that this is the norm here.
Okay.
If you wanted to draw a line in the sand and really help, in my opinion, AEW stick out and look a little bit different. And actually say that, hey, look, this is the norm where we are.
Got you.
I hope this becomes the norm everywhere. But he made it so again, this is what happens in the moment.
He painted himself into that. Into I see what you say. It looks like he almost painted himself into the corner that he thought the interviewer.
He took it out on her.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, those feelings really were meant for other people at an entirely different company.
Right.
So I think both would have preferred a do-over. But, it is what it is. And I'm, again, I don't want it to take away from that norm, that new norm, if you will.
Yeah.
Speaking of new norms.
Uh-oh.
I mean, well, maybe not norms in the sense of like we've had 30 for 30 lists in, say, my world, the business side. That's right. And now we have them for young, up and coming wrestling superstars. So stay tuned for that. We're diving into ESPN's new drop of their 30 under 30 list.
Oh, gosh.
It's Kate Cunningham, and you watching the Shop Report.
I'm Harvey Diallo, and you watching the Shop Report.
My name's Chris Murray, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Oh, you're Jaden Ivey, you're watching the Shop Report.
Braxton Key, you're dropping in on the Shop Report.
Barbershop Jay, Quentin Hines, Super Bowl champion. I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm on.
Hi, I'm Mars Edwards from Mercury Stadium, and you're watching the Shock Report.
Hey, I'm Billy Butler, and thank you for watching the Shop Report. Hey guys, I'm Les Norman, former Kansas City Royal, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Commander Brown, Detroit Rivers Mountain Training, and I'm watching the Shop Report.
Hey, this is Doug Flynn of the New York Mets. Well, a few other teams, of course, too. And you're watching the Shop Report.
I'm Matt Ramos, and you're watching the Shop Report. How you doing? I'm Rajay Davis, and you're watching the Shop Report.
How you doing? This is Nelson Figueroa, former Major League pitcher with a lot of teams. You're about to listen to the Shop Report.
Hey, this is Howard Johnson. You're watching the Shop Report.
Hi, I'm Heath Bell from the New York Mets, and you're listening to the Shop Report podcast. Yeah!
Hey, I'm Josh Tolley, former catcher of the New York Mets, and you're watching the Shop Report. This is Edgardo Alfonso for the Mets, and you're listening to Shop Report.
Hey, this is Doc Gooden, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Hello, this is Mike Hampton, and you're watching Shop Report.
Hey, this is Herman Harvey, former NFL offensive lineman with the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens, and you're listening to the Shop Report.
All right, just like that, we are back with ESPN's 30 under 30. D. Gully, I'm going to walk you through this list. So just
you better walk very slowly.
Okay, so again, this was presented. This is hot. This just came out today.
Yep.
And again, this is the task of highlighting the top young stars across WWE, AEW, NJPW, and of course other promotions as a whole. And this is the inaugural. So this is their first. All right.
Okay.
So the rationale again behind this, because I know with lists, any list, we need to know criteria.
Right.
The top stars typically peak in their 30s. Guys like John Moxley, Dean otherwise known as Dean Ambrose, who is complaining right now. I don't know if you know that. Yeah. He won his first IC title at 30. Charlotte Flair won the inaugural WWE Women's Championship at the same age, along with Swerve Strickland getting his first AEW World Championship at 33.
Right.
So here we go. The next set: drawing power, popularity, skills, position on the roster, accomplishments, which of course are both inclusive of championships and tournament victories, and are ultimately what made this list in that order.
What do they mean by position on the roster?
My guess would be that they are referring to, are they a guy in the back that's just getting laid out by the Wyatt Six?
Right.
Or are they a valet?
Gotcha.
Right. So that type of thing. But to your point, that is my interpretation.
Right.
But then again, oh man. All right. I'm going to count this list down. Some of these names may come to mind immediately. Others, on the other hand, may not. They may be new. So starting at number 30 is, of course, Yuma. And again, that name may not be immediately familiar for some, but you uncultured swines learn. Yeah, wrong show for that. Anyway, next at 29 is Dragon Lee.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. And I think there's a little bit of recency bias in there, but again, this will be debatable. 28 is Sean, is Mr. Skywalker, and 27 is Jamie Hayter. 26 is Julia Hart.
Okay.
25 is from NPJW, Tommy. And then 24, this name will be somewhat familiar from the wrestling world, Gabe Kidd, 2 D's, of course. And the other Yuma at 23. 22 is Logan Paul.
Whoa, okay.
Barbara Sante is fuming.
Right. At 30 under 30, 22. Well, yeah, I mean, he had a pretty decent run at the United States Championship. He had a world title match that was a main event. Everyone hates him. He's a solid booker. He's a solid book because, people hate him.
Mm-hmm. 21 is Wheeler Yuta. 20 is Roxanne Perez.
Okay.
And 19 is Mascara Dorada 2.0. Of course. 18 is Tiffy Time. 17 is Hook.
Okay.
16 is Jordan Grace. 15 is Theory. 14.
Oh,
Chris
boy.
Statlander, sorry. And 13 is El Hijo de Vikingo. 12 is Kaieto.
Okay.
11 is Braun Breaker.
Wow, didn't crack the top 10.
Did not crack the top. That I am.
All right, yeah, let's see.
Let's see how you feel about that. All right. Ultimately, that's going to be one of the few that immediately stick out. But 10 is Shota. 9, Daniel Garcia.
Okay.
8, Kyle Fletcher. 7, this name's very familiar, of course, Jack Perry.
Okay.
6 is Konosuke Takeshita. 5, Mariah May.
All right.
4, Rhea Ripley.
4.
3, Tony Storm. 2, MJF.
Whoa.
And
whoa. 2 is MJF. 30 under 30.
And number 1, you're looking at him on your screen, front center.
Oh no, we need to go to commercial. Ain't no way in 3 versions. Ain't no way, bro. Over MJ, ain't no way. Oh my gosh, man. Oh. Drake might be on to something in that lawsuit. Okay, because the engineering to get Dom at number 1. Come on, man. Oh man, no way. No way.
Again, the criteria states. So again, I'm gonna give you the rationale around Dominic Mysterio. So again, in that first, the inaugural version,
okay,
from last year, right?
Okay.
That was he was ranked 5. So again, yes, they're bringing that, reminding who he is with that being a legacy, if you will. But his magnet from his mullet and cartoon villain mustache, and then of course the now relationship with what was, that he's a ladies' man with Liv Morgan. Also, again, they're reiterating how good of a heel he is.
It's just that he's not that good of a wrestler yet for him to be number 1, 30 on 30. I mean, they must really think highly of his potential.
So I'm going to give a quote here. I have to Google this because I don't know. I've never actually been next to him. So let's see. All right. So okay. That's kind of what I figured. All right. So Dominic Mysterio, just for giggles, do you know how tall he is?
I want to say 6'1".
Yeah, you nailed that.
Okay.
So if you look at kind of the way that he wrestles, he wants to kind of do the luchador thing.
Right.
Except he doesn't have the prototype body to do it. Again, remember how there's a reason why Edge and Christian did things vastly different from one another.
Sure. Okay.
And I think part of it is when you're building your archetype in an NBA 2K game,
yeah,
when you add one particular attribute, it comes at the expense of others. We can attempt to make someone as tall as Shaq and same size, but we cannot make him the speed of or have the agility of Jose Alvarado. You get what I'm saying? Like it doesn't work that way.
It don't.
And so,
like I say, man, he's not there as a wrestler yet. Like, you mean to tell me with his skill set compared to MJF, that's the alternative? Like, okay, so what is MJF missing that will make him number one? And the answer is nothing.
That's I think you're beating me to it a little bit.
The answer is absolutely nothing. Because he can work any type of program. He can be, he's phenomenal as a heel. Excuse me. So he can work a heel program against a heel. He's everything that Dominic is missing right now. He is that, and I'll never understand this.
So I'm going to continue on. Well, the quote I ultimately knew, and that's why I laughed when you nailed his height. There's a movie about 20 years ago called Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Okay.
And Cheech Marin's character is discussing and describing Antonio Banderas's character to the guy that was in court with the weird girl, the Australian guy who does the maybe not Gucci Guilty, but he does the commercial now, the Savage. What is that, Dior? Johnny Depp. That's who I'm looking for.
Okay.
Weird. I say weird, but I'll have to Google it again and see what it was and see if it's really that weird. Anyway, we'll just go with weird. So,
yeah, we can do that.
Neither here nor there under the context. Right. But so she said, or I'm sorry, he in describing him, he goes, well, they said he was the biggest Mexican they had ever seen. And he goes, he was maybe 6'1", 6'2", but he was way bigger than most of us.
Right.
And that's kind of my point here when it comes to the luchador style. You're thinking of his dad that is probably a fraction of his size.
Okay.
And that agility, and so watching Dom do it, it looks awkward. It looks like he's green when I think it's just the style that he's attempting to pull off.
Okay.
That work. And so to your point, and again, I'm not entirely giving him a pass necessarily. I think he has improved.
But it's like this. I feel like I need to make this disclaimer. Dom is green in the ring compared to at least the top 5 on the list. So green, in fact, that I don't think he should be ranked number 1 in any capacity. He has plenty enough ground to make a fool out of me on that statement. I'm willing to take a bet that he won't make a fool out of me on that statement.
Who's the better heel?
Well, MJF.
100%.
Why is he a better heel? Because right now his mic is better. He can tell you, he can get you, he can guide you to hate him. Dom right now is still being developed. And the program around him and how he participates or how he navigates that tells you if you're gonna love him or hate him.
You know, there was a point on this show where we asked, or I actually had brought up that MJF himself had declared that only he and Miz were the best heels kind of all time. And I'm paraphrasing, so don't kill me in the comments, all right? So to see him lose in a list like this,
yeah, it's a loss, right?
That again, and what I'm pointing out is the despite kind of the overarching rationale that was provided, or like criteria, if you will,
right,
that they had given, they never once reference any of the other stuff outside of just the relationship with Liv and him being a heel. They're the other parts of this, and again, I like Dom. I do.
Right. We have to keep saying it. We like Dom and the story, him being involved. The idea that, you know, we see this in the NBA this year with LeBron James Jr. and LeBron James, you know, playing in the same game, and the novelty and the happenstance that it can be, you know, what the magic of being able to play this thing with your son, and for Dom to grow up in front of our eyes, in front of the cameras at WWE, to see him at this point and to see him take bona fide instruction from his dad, you know, in the ring, in or around the ring, in the programs, all of that. I commend that. And I think that's something that every father aspires to, you know, be able to have his son participate in the thing that he does as an adult. But the limit is he's still fairly green. And he hasn't separated himself from the true heavy hitters or the true talent in or around his age group. And so it's a hard look for me. It's hard for me to be like, yeah, you're that guy when MJF's sitting over there.
That's so, in terms of actual accolades, and again, Dom was an NXT champion. But MJF has like legend. I don't want to call them legendary, but certainly notable matches, right? In-ring things. The only part that we could use against him this year, because it's an annual thing, is that he was hurt for part of the year. But otherwise, I think the list itself certainly is one that I would encourage all of you guys to take a look at, and being able to.
I'm sorry, I'm muted. Is this the first list?
This is the second list.
Oh, okay. So we'll be able to see this next year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right.
That's what they're saying. So again, for MJF, he was number one last year.
Gotcha.
But they're saying because of the injuries, despite of what, you know, and again, in spite of what he did in 2023, they're looking at the injuries of 2024. And that's what kind of gave Dom the nod over him.
Okay.
So I could see people falling from one, unfortunately, to the mid 15s, or again, naturally based on the age, they fall out altogether. So what I do appreciate about this is maybe again, we've talked about development on this show quite a bit.
Yep.
And now it also, it provides an additional, not a microscope necessarily, instead a spotlight for the emerging talent.
Yeah. Okay. I yes. Yeah. All right. I feel you on that.
Any additional thoughts from you on this list before we dive into another quick?
No, they got to fix the correction at top and give Dom the proper respect that he deserves for coming this far. But they got to fix the correction at the top.
All right, we're taking a quick 30, and then we're coming back with another reaction clip. And again, keyword reaction. Okay, we're not just playing it and pretending we're playing a video game, people. Hello. All right. Stay tuned.
What it do, sports fans? It's your man BSJ from the Shop Report. And guess what? The shop is now open for business, baby. If you're on Facebook, go to our fan page, The Shop Report. Click on More, and then Shop to view all products. Or if you're on Instagram, click on the Shop tab to see all our products. I mean, what you want me to do? I'm selling merch here.
All right, and just like that, we are back. All right, so what we have here before to go into our next one is this. Oh my gosh, this dude, my receiver just dropped the ball twice. Hey, remember how? Oh, I know you weren't on Saturday, but yeah. Doc says, tells Gibby, play Tank Bigsby. Okay. And I'm looking at other names, that Gibby was considering, but then I threw out a name out there too. So I sat Tank Bigsby. I'm sorry, not Tank Bigsby. Bucky Irving. And I sat Bucky. Doc was like adamant, play him. And now I'm winning, but I'm winning by like the smallest of margins. Sack him so I win. Like, I am gonna have a stroke. Like, this is ridiculous. The guy, I just watched him second and third down. Now it's fourth down.
Oh
my. I'm down. I apologize. I am up 6 points. There's 2.5 minutes. Yeah. That dude, if he would have caught those two passes, like, again, I can't predict the future with what would have happened by the end of this drive.
Right.
But I would have that would have been a minimum against full PPR. So we're talking probably close to 4 points, probably puts this thing to bed, especially when they just catch the ball on fourth down and it wasn't him. So, again, now continuing to make me sweat at the 2-minute mark of the fourth quarter. I'm not, dude, that guy might get released. Not just off my team, like off of the team.
Yo, well. Hey, at the Shop Report after dark, sometimes we hit or miss.
I should have just played that other guy and I would have been fine.
You would have been fine.
Dude, I had to play Tommy Cutlets because it was by Mageddon.
It was by Mageddon.
Yeah, I had no choice but to play Tommy Cutlets. And I might as well, but this was not Icky Woods. Get some cold cuts. This was I'm going to be bagging groceries here.
Yeah.
Or working behind the deli.
It was bad.
Yeah. So, yeah. It was not good. So here we have none other than your favorite guy.
Okay.
This is Brett the Hitman Hart. We are
Hitman Hart. Yes.
We are reacting to his comments because it leads into our next segment.
Yes.
For those inquiring minds that like to police my stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's see if I never mind. All right.
Courtesy history of wrestling.
That's right. Courtesy history of wrestling. This is Bret Hart on modern WWE belts. Here we go.
Belt that Hogan had or that I had. I still think that was the best looking belt. For sure. I love that belt and that piece of crap they got today. That looks like that big square W. Doesn't that look? I mean, that is the ugliest looking piece. It looks like something out of a Cracker Jacks box or something.
Wow.
All right. And I say all that because a new women's IC title was rolled out today.
I'm here for it. A women's IC title. I'm here for it. You got a world title. You got a women's champ. on both brands. Got a tag team champion on both brands. And you have a pretty stacked roster of women's talent between both brands.
So it's interesting you say that because I feel like it was rushed. So once that kind of image got leaked,
okay,
it was rumored that originally there was going to be a U.S. title first, and then that, right?
Oh.
And so that turned out not to be the case,
right?
And now that's been so. I feel like it was rushed, just for one reason or the other. But additionally, what I find interesting, in general, do you like kind of that? I'll throw it back up here. Do you like the color scheme here?
Yeah, I do. It reminds me of Mr. Perfect vibes. The white strap. Yeah, it is a to me there are the homages to the like I feel like the golden era of the belt, right? The white strap that I think Mr. Perfect had, I believe. I thought Mr. Perfect had a white strap. The Warrior had the white strap for Intercontinental title. The globes and all and the round plates are in the Intercontinental titles case, it was more square. It was more squared off at the corners. But the color scheme and the belt strap color reminds me of like the golden era, the best era of IC champions. Well, maybe my childhood is getting in the way, but you know what I'm saying? But like that era, right? That's the 90s belt. To me, that's the 80s and the 90s belt. For others that were around, let's say like Miz's time, that might be his era. But no, I'm here for it in any capacity for Intercontinental title for the women. Yeah, that's dope. I like it.
Yeah, again, no complaints from me, regardless of the whys behind it. Here's what I think is going to occur, right? You saw it in the headline, folks. I've been calling this end of this transitional time, if you will, from broadcast cable to streaming service.
Right.
More filler.
Okay.
All right. And less bumps, more filler.
Yeah. It sounds like Coors Light.
Something like that. And
or Bud Light.
So nevertheless, I felt like it was by adding more belts, right? We've talked about, does this water things down? Are there too many as it pertains to UFC, boxing, etc.?
Right.
Of course, in the ever-growing and evergreen kind of women's, just the current pulse of the women's side as a whole.
Right.
I would say this is a great thing.
Yep.
But I think there's even a greater thing at play here, which I think by the time it's all said and done, what we're going to end up seeing is 3-hour programs on Netflix with both of them.
Yeah, both of them. BOFFE. Both of them.
So what do you make of that? Because again, we talk about less bumps and potentially which leads into my next point, but I'll get that first from you. What do you think about 3-hour programs on the new streaming service?
Man, we do a 3-hour show sometimes. We know how much it stretches us. But again, we're just 3 personalities usually. We'll barbershop and then we'll have our guests like Doc.
Yeah, if anything, I give a lot of credit to like Pat McAfee and Michael.
Right. Cole. Absolutely. I think you're in favor of it because we talked about the storytelling or lack thereof with only 2 hours. And you have 5 matches. So
Oh my God.
So all right, look at my caption tonight. The Monday Night War spoiled us. Raw was 3 hours or 2 hours, and Nitro was 3 hours. I'm not sure if I can handle that for 3 hours. Cause see, for me now, I'm more drawn than I used to be. I'm more drawn to the matches than I am the build-up and the storytelling and the programs and the vignettes and all of that. So I don't think we're gonna see more of that on Netflix. I think we're gonna see more story time. And I'm not okay with that. So yeah, I'm not okay with that. So it's dicey for me. It's dicey for me. Like, will I, is that the move that they're gonna make? And what I want to see that. And when I talk about the move they're gonna make is moving to 3 hours, having more story time built between programs and matches. I'm cool on that. Not a big fan. But what say you, Double J?
Yeah, again, I'm in a very similar spot to you. Just for context, I am now at 3, and there's under a minute to go. They're at the 18-yard line. If he throws a touchdown, I'm done.
Be prepared.
He did throw to my receiver right now, and again, it was incomplete. That would have probably sealed the game too in my favor, or at least it would have came down to decimal points. This is a trying time for me. So yes, I agree with you though. However, in the name of character development and just a storyline driven narrative, I'm all for the necessity of the added time, and especially with potentially the doing away to some capacity. Oops. Okay, it's 4th down. Another flag. Oh my, I'm going to be sick.
Wait a minute. How's it looking for you?
I hope if they run it in, I'm fine. As long as it's not him. They just called pass interference on 3rd down on the goal line.
Oh, boy.
That's the second pass interference call that they've called. It's like they're protecting. I don't know what the line was, the opening point spread.
Yeah.
But please let somebody else run this thing in. There you go. Hand it to the running back. Go in. Yes. Oh, my. Yeah, the running back got it in. That was not like a shuffle pass thing.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the Gus Bus scored. It's now an 8-point game. They kick the field goal. It's a 7-point game, and they try to onside kick it. Then I will get even more stressed out if they were to successfully get the ball. If they don't, it should be done and dusted. Take a knee. Have a nice day.
Right.
Bye, everybody. Have a good time. So that's your live look at my reaction to Monday Night Football that is stressing me out. Because once again, I just refuse to do what I do in the other league. Gully, I have something else for you that is going to require some thought from you.
I'm ready for it. Hit me.
Erase one.
Oh, boy. Here we go with this again. Oh, my God.
I was going to lull you to sleep with
Batista.
What?
Batista.
Why? Because it is the way he quit?
No. Undertaker Brock beats the Streak.
Mm-hmm.
Suplex City and the Beast Incarnate gave him a new lease on life. Or gave him a second career arc to toy with. Cena for Cena, 17-time champion. How can you tell the story of the business without him? Significant gaps there. Randy Orton, the same way. Where what clutch or what notable memory does Batista have in that case that could not? Well, I don't even want to say it. Well, I'll finish out for the purpose of reels and whatnot. What notable achievement was he only suitable for? And understand this too. We're erasing one from history. And in context, we're answering the question. Batista, as a performer, was great. The one thing I missed is him coming back several years ago to the Royal Rumble to walk into a world title matchup. Felt like he missed a mark there because the fans had changed. But again, that's Batista's contributions to WWE. I feel like separate from the other three, it's possible there's someone else that could have filled in the role. And that for that reason, I think I would remove him from history. If I had to answer this question, or threats on my life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Who would you remove? Why'd you say Brock Lesnar? Why'd you say Brock Lesnar? Why'd you say Brock Lesnar?
Well,
yeah.
If Brock Lesnar doesn't beat the streak.
Say again?
If Brock Lesnar had not beaten the streak, would that have changed your opinion?
If he had not beaten the streak, would that have changed my opinion? Yeah. No, it would not have changed my opinion. That was one thing that he did. That was one thing that he did. That was like a capstone, a hallmark achievement, but that wasn't his single greatest thing, if that makes sense. He was the youngest, right? He was the youngest WWE champion in history, right?
I believe that is still true today, yes.
Yeah, no. Brock stays still, even streak or no, Brock still stay.
Fair enough. Let's see here. I'm looking at this. Look, love or hate John Cena, you can't take away the volume of basically his accolades. And so unfortunately it is what it is there.
Yeah.
And then with Randy, I look at him a little bit closer because he came out again as the Legend Killer.
Right.
And that was someone I made a case for could have, or arguably should have beaten the streak himself in some way, shape, or form. That didn't occur, but you look at the history of the company, it's debatable if we could have lived without Evolution or without Legacy.
Okay. It's debatable. All right, bet.
The reason why I say you can't, because again, this is your this is now your physics class, and going back in time and one change now wipes away everything and everyone else that was a part of it. So you take Randy Orton out of those, and so they cease to exist, which means your current WWE champion doesn't exist either. So I can't do that. The only one that I could that similarly walked that line is the guy below. So by default, unfortunately, it is Dave Batista.
Wow. So we landed on the same street. I made a left, you made 3 right turns.
Literally. I may have gone over I was listening to the GPS and I somehow landed on top of another vehicle and it just happened to be, driven by
You're right.
driving me the right way. So yes, we got there. And now we are going to take our second to last commercial break, quickly dive into a Raw recap from tonight. The brothers, John and Jim and myself now are hugging because I am once again victorious. Albeit, as you see, with these razor thin margins. That guy will not be on my team next week. And matter of fact, I'm going to drop him during the commercial break.
Ha! All right.
I'm Jordan Gudeman, and I'm the founder and CEO of Eddie G's Cookies. I was first diagnosed with a nut allergy when I was young. At the time, there weren't a lot of labeled items that said if there may contain nuts or there are nuts in the food, so my brother and sister and I baked a lot at home, and we enjoyed treats from mixes and things like that, but I noticed that it was not the same as what my friends were enjoying, and I started making my own recipes. When it was time to pick a career, I decided to start a bakery so I could share my treats with everybody else. When I started creating my recipe, I was taking in all the things that I thought I was missing out on. A soft, chewy center, a crisp outside crust, and a taste that is just like it came out of the oven at a bakery. When I put all those things together, I had come up with a recipe for a dream cookie. Eddie G's Cookies only uses the finest ingredients. We have all natural flavorings, no preservatives, and every cookie is made in a nut-free environment. The best part about Eddie G's Cookies is that they can be delivered right to your door. You can share them or not. We won't tell.
Hey, all right, we are back. And I went to go pull, for those that are in the fantasy world, just quickly, there's what's known as, ESPN, Yahoo, NFL, amongst others. The one that I use is Sleeper, and it has like live comments, right? So I, of course, go off and say, "You're getting released, bucko. I still won." But this dude is just getting fried in the comment section. Like, I didn't even have time to release him because I barely had time to catch my breath from laughter. But that's why you got to have thick skin, and that's what you get paid so much for. So Austin weighing in, just popping in for a quick fantasy league update. He won by 3, and he won against Gully Saquon Barkley, who I was on the positive receiving end of this. Austin is the first person that I've heard win playing against him.
Wow.
He had a top 10 all-time performance.
Wow.
And lost the other one by 17. So 2-1. No, hey, you'll take that all day long.
Yeah.
Good looks on the check-in.
To survive Saquon Barkley.
Now, Austin, I survived in the league. I feel bad for my buddy Tony. He was on the receiving end of my Saquon, and he's had a rough year, so he's gonna have to walk that off. I didn't even rub that one in. I was gonna let, like Usher said, let that burn. And so
yeah, for sure.
And in this case, as I was telling Gully a little earlier, I started Tommy Cutlets. He will be off this roster next week, along with Tyreek's offensive counterpart. It's the two Spider-Men looking at each other. Pretty sure Tyreek took his helmet, and because he couldn't stop anything, in this case catch anything. So thankfully I'm still victorious. I have now won 5 in a row in that league, and officially am back at 500 and officially in the playoffs after starting 1-6.
Oh, sound familiar, right? I told you that sound familiar, right? You just got to get going. Some teams, they're slow starters. And now what's happening? We're getting into here's what's happening. For the casuals, it's getting very busy. Right? Between Thursday, how many games happen on Thursday? Is there a Friday game this year?
Well,
staying focused on the draft, dedicating some time to set that roster, you'll be fine. You'll catch up.
That's
like
right.
Hines did.
Literally.
See that?
And otherwise, you'll be a spread. And here we go. Kicking off tonight's Raw, it did begin with Gunther and Damian Priest, which was a quick exchange. They came face to face. Of course, that is going to be the heavyweight title match at Survivor Series. And the brawl leads to this image that we see here with Gunther being put through the table. I told you last week that I didn't particularly like that Gunther was now becoming dude, he's on the receiving end all the time.
Yeah.
He went from arguably untouchable, like it was just too quick. It was too much of a light switch. So what's your thoughts just overall on how this is being portrayed?
Well, right. Gunther never until now looked like he always looked like he was resilient and strong.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from this program, which makes me wonder if we're hiding an injury. If we're hiding an injury. But yeah, because he looks mortal. You know what I'm saying? Look like somebody took his powers away.
Literally, this is the Space Jam.
Right. So I don't know. So it's hard. It's kind of hard to watch because you position Gunther as something different, and to see him go through pretty much getting picked on and bullied. The one thing about it is they're making Damian Priest into a great heel.
Yeah, great point. Great point. I think I've been so fixated on Gunther that I myself have kind of overlooked that part of it. But certainly, again, we'll see how this plays out. Survivor Series, of course, just around the corner. And speaking of things playing out that otherwise was unexpected, the Creed brothers were victorious over Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee, who was on that list.
All right.
Right.
Fantastic.
And
freaking tastic.
But again, this American-made faction, if we want to call it that.
Right.
I mean, somebody had to win something other than being a victim of the Wyatt Six.
Yeah. I think on last show I totally dismissed them. I think on last show I totally dismissed them because I was just uninterested and boring, considering probably where they were at versus where they were going prepared with the Wyatt Six for a program. I prospected Bo Dallas and Chad Gable getting in the ring. It's really interesting, but I don't think we're going to see it yet. Because I don't know what they want to do with A Academy and they got to find something to make me care about them.
It'll be interesting to see if they put them into the tag team space, like as actual contenders moving forward. But that's about the only avenue I could see them really going down currently. Additionally, there was the Braun Breaker Kaiser match.
Ooh.
And it ultimately ended by disqualification due to Sheamus. interfering.
Oh, okay.
Which then led to a brawl somewhat spilling over, as you're seeing here, which then, of course, had Adam Pearce announce that it'll be Braun Breaker, Sheamus versus Kaiser. Oh, imagine that, a triple threat.
Whoa.
But it will be for the IC title at Survivor Series. Oh. Now, why might that be, D. Gully?
Triple threat, Survivor Series,
IC title.
IC title.
Sheamus.
Sheamus, yep.
Sheamus.
We just sticking on Sheamus.
I'm seeing if you're remembering here.
It's late.
It's late.
It is late. Hold on, wait. We talking about triple threats. Hold on. Because you know how I feel about a triple.
Well, there's that too. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to a title, when it comes to a number one contender spot, fine. You can have a fatal 5-way, whatever else. First pin wins. I don't care. But when it comes to that belt, like the one person that can wear the belt, leave nothing up to chance or circumstance. But you say Sheamus.
Think of Denny's.
What, Moons Over Miami? The Dagwood?
Actually, there was another sandwich shop called Dagwood's. Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
walk me through this one.
There was another one, otherwise known as the Grand Slam Breakfast. And dude, Denny's, if you see this, what's up, Denny's?
Yeah.
Donate to the stream. And
right. We big you up. You know what I'm saying?
I will go live at the Denny's. You will see Double J live from the Denny's.
Right. Listen. Don't tempt us. Right? Don't tempt us. Give me an omelet.
Wait till we get to the tonight's. Wait till we get to the night's Name That Superstar. It's really gonna make us.
Oh God.
Anyway, Sheamus Grand Slam. He needs the IC title. For the Grand Slam.
That's right. We talked about Grand Slam. Grand Slam is important, especially to aging superstars who are close to getting it. So it makes sense for him to have it.
And I'm going to tell you this. As someone that has only lost a small amount of weight, and again, we'll feel even worse about that when you see later tonight with the Name That Superstar. He, being Sheamus, of course, was ridiculed when he came back, has obviously since made the adjustments, and that at his age, worth noting, he's deserving. Let him get his crowning achievement and let him ride off into the sunset a winner.
That's a great ending story for him. And you know what? I'm not mad at it. It makes sense. I feel like in 2025 and 2026, a lot of the guys who have been around for the last 12 to 15 years are starting to recognize that there's talent behind them that did nothing wrong but just be born at the year that they're born, so they need that time to shine. It'd be great to see him ride off to the sunset with the belt. For Sheamus, it would be good for him. Get that triple crown. I don't know. Battle. Wait a minute. Intercontinental. I see. Who do we say needs it? Dustin needs it, right?
You mean Cody?
I'm sorry. Cody needs it.
Cody needs the U.S. title.
Cody needs the U.S. title. Okay. And no, Cena got it already.
Cena needs the IC title, yes.
He does.
But I couldn't see. Could you see Sheamus Cena at like Mania? I don't think that would be enough.
No, it might not be. But put the triple threat. So by doing that, the opportunist Sheamus could win that title.
Yep.
The talent that you have, you can still build programs with because Sheamus win there could be more or less like a hiccup, right? Like
Potentially, but
yeah.
Where I'm going with this too is, does that make Sheamus a Hall of Famer in your mind? And then does it mean anything that he would have completed that before Cody and John Cena did?
I'm gonna say it again. Sheamus wins it. Sheamus has his time, and what you're building with Kaiser and Braun can still be preserved.
Yep.
And after Sheamus has his dalliance with the title, Braun and Kaiser can continue fleshing out that program for then when the title is to return back to whomever, to a talent that's here now and for the future. Braun and Kaiser will be ready for it. So I get it. Yeah. All right. Go Sheamus. But I don't talk about him in his shape. Yeah. Go Sheamus.
But what about the second portion of that I was asking, which is, does that make him a Hall of Famer? And then if so, does that mean something, or anything for that matter, that he got that crowning achievement before the likes of John Cena and Cody Rhodes?
Doesn't matter about before. Yeah. No. Whomever arrives at that destination, it is what it is. It doesn't. I don't think, to me, I wouldn't care as much. I don't think we should place emphasis on who does it first, because neither of them will be the first. Shawn Michaels is the first. So why does it matter if we're battling for who's 8th or 13th or whatever? See what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, let it build organically through the route, through navigating logically through the programs you're already in. Doesn't matter if who's first.
No, that's valid. And so additionally, in this evening's Raw, what we had was Alpha Academy beating the New Day.
What?
That's right. And then
yes,
here we go.
Yes.
James, they get into an argument backstage. Woods says Kofi dropped the ball on Kofi Mania by losing to Brock in 6 seconds. Kofi says Woods has never been a world champion like him and Big E because Woods hasn't been good enough to become one. Has nothing to do with Soraya. Anyway, what say you, Gully?
Man, can Kofi go to here? There he is. Bucky. Right. All right, Gibby, how we doing, man?
Oh, no.
Mark over Otten would have won my week. Uh-oh.
That was Doc.
So,
although Doc did say Bucky. Yeah. Hey, dude, I had Tommy Cutlets, and I played that other receiver I was talking about, not Bucky.
Yeah.
Ivey, and I was just, if you watched the hour prior in the show, you would have seen me sweating it out on live TV. That I'm hoping there's no score correction or something.
Right.
And, but nevertheless, we're.
He can't be mad at hey, that's what happens, bro. Hey, Giving, keeping us honest, man. We got to remember, like we do the best we can, but we face accountability, man. We said it and we stand on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. I can tell you who won't be is that other receiver from the Chargers. Cut him. He was getting cooked in the sleeper app comments. and he deserves every bit. If he wants any motivation, he could cry. He's going to cry in the car. But yeah,
yeah.
Nevertheless, as it pertains to these two guys, coincidentally,
do you think that's all right? So for everything that MVP and those guys brought up, oh wow, 10 years of it. To have it break up
literally
or at the 10-year mark, that's significant. And then to have those guys go at it on the pay-per-view, that'll be great. The only thing we missing is a US title or Intercontinental title or hey, WWE Championship. But I'm here for it in terms of the narrative. In terms of the story, the mega powers imploding, right? The ultimate maniacs, you know what I'm saying? Imploding. I'm here for it in that circumstance. I hate that it is the new day and they won't be the same anymore, but they haven't been the same for quite some time since Big E has been dealing with injury. But I'm glad for it because, let's say, behind the curtain, these two guys get a chance to work with each other again in a different capacity, and they get to dive in. I really think they're going to have some great matches together.
Agreed. Yeah, there's a program being set up again with those two that it's going to be interesting. And to Givey's point about Puka Nacua, I was betting against myself thanks to Saquon that I could have lived without Cooper Kupp scoring. Found out a friend of mine, friend of the show, also had bet his parlay hit that had Cooper Kupp scoring. Again, it ended up being all for naught. I won anyway, but barely. I agree with you though, Givey. It's just it drove me crazy 2 weeks ago in the game versus I think Miami, and then Mahomes is Mahomes, but it specifically about Bo over Josh Allen. It depends who they're going against, but if you have if you have a super flex league or a 2-quarterback league, he absolutely is at least at QB2. At this point, his point total per week has now warranted it, regardless of how I really feel. Like if he doesn't do it the prototypical way, I don't care. Points are points. He's getting them, and it's undeniable at this stage.
Yeah, absolutely.
So of course we also had Finn Balor and JD beating the War Raiders to retain.
Oh man,
there's your number one right there.
Yeah,
on the under 30 list.
And you know what? Didn't I have the War Raiders winning?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
See, even in professional wrestling, sometimes I come up short. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but it happens. We can recover. We can get over it. Now it'll take me some time. I have to go back because it did happen live, and I was still traveling right before showtime, so I didn't get a chance to see this. But I want to see how this came about, and I would like to say that the Bad Apple and Dirty Dime had something to do with it.
Oh, 110% they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it became 4-on-2.
Okay.
Yeah. Now,
all right.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to get to these quickly here. Still second, but not happy about it. Yeah, these last few weeks. Well, that was like we said on Saturday, Givey. This was by Mageddon. I know next week isn't going to be much better.
Right.
But look, the good thing about the playoffs is once you're in, that's the important thing. Something that we can look at on Saturday, remind me to do this when we go through your lineup with you, is not only just the regular season ratings,
right,
but also the rankings that I have set up for the playoffs for those particular players. Because again, typically towards the end, depending on how your playoff format is set, two things can happen. You could live and die with the players that got you there. You've heard me say that in the past. But as someone that plays the matchups, again, I had Tommy Cutlets in.
Okay.
But I won with Tommy Cutlets. All right. So and
well, fair enough, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
A win is a win, they say, right?
Yep, Money League. I got this. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Well, show some love if you. No. We appreciate it, bro. We appreciate it. Yeah, if our sage advice is helping you, to beat the system, then hey, we're all for it.
That's right. That's
as
what
long
it's
as
all about. Hey, that's the proof. Look, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching the show, that is regardless day of the week. That right there, that's the testimonials that we need. Get this man paid and let the results speak for themselves. What we did have to conclude Raw was ultimately on the women's side, we had Bianca Belair beating Nia Jax with help from Bayley to give her team the advantage in War Games, which meant Bayley is now what you're seeing here, the final member for the women's War Games match.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that one will be certainly interesting because, like I said, you have pretty much every legit contender and champion in that match.
Yeah, you do. I mean, half the right. All of the I can't think of no, it's a couple of them that are missing, but you got all the heavy hitters in one match. And it looks like you got all the faces on one side and all the heels on the other, but typically no, some of those guys are maintaining heel status. Looks to be a good match. I'm counting on it to be a good match.
Agreed. And to Gibby's point, he said, been multiple weeks. We've got this. And then Terry was so lucky yesterday. Should I think about benching him for DJ? Think about it, yes, but will we actually do it? Not sure. And why I say this is luck is when opportunity meets preparation. And something I told you on Saturday was that when it came to that Dallas-Houston game the week before, and everybody lost their mind because the very first play, Nico Collins scored something very similar, like a 90-yard pass.
Right.
That was ultimately called back and wiped off the board, and he never hit his receiving prop.
Yeah.
Again, the whopper, on the second catch that they reviewed and got rid of mysteriously with the whopper sandwich. But that specific play is why I said Terry McLaurin would do something similar. It just so happened to be the second to last play that he actually went and did it. So again, luck, opportunity meeting preparation. I'm a winner this week because of plays like that, and ultimately you are as well. So we'll look at it week to week and certainly dive into it on Saturday potentially, and maybe even a little bit there on Wednesday with the Thursday games. So again, lastly, Gully, for Survivor Series, it was announced here that we're going to have Shinsuke Nakamura and LA Knight for that U.S. title.
I like this, man. Where has this been all? I forgot that he was even on the roster. It seemed like both of those guys. I think LA Knight was dealing with some injury, right?
Correct.
All right. Now does he win? I don't know. It's hard for me. I can't call it, but I'll tell you what, I expect it to deliver because Tajiri is that guy. I mean, Sensei, I said Tajiri. Look at me, man. Look at me, bro.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, look at me, bro. But that's what I'm saying. Like, Sensei Nakamura. Yeah, Tajiri is that guy. I was definitely not. Yeah. Nonetheless, my thoughts are charging to my head and my heart. But no, I'm looking forward to this match. I'm looking forward to the contrast of styles. I'm looking forward to some nice spots on the outside. Oh. And Shinsei wins. Nah, does he? Does he Shinsei? What could I imagine? I said Shinsei wins. No, first I said Jadir.
Right, you were seeing Gibby's comment about Tyrone Tracy. And you
Right.
There. And Terry McLaurin. I mean, literally, it was all three names.
Yeah, that was all three. Terry, Tyrone, Jadir. Yeah, okay. Shinsei. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Shinsei for the win.
Yeah, ultimately here, this one was rushed. We get it. I don't know if it was Shinsuke that needed the break. And like you pointed out, Gully almost called you Gibby. That's how late it is. That basically LA Knight, injury, etc. Hey, here we go, Gully. I need you back on Saturday, bro. Doc was on my butt saying I'm definitely not gonna win. I need your emotional support.
Hey, Gibby, I'll be back, bro. I'll be there, man. I ain't gonna let you down, Gibby. He said Doc was on your neck.
Hey, he was, bro. You were the voice of reason, and you weren't there.
Right. All that time he gave me, right? All that grief he gave me. Now, Sleepy G, and here it is. Give me, there it is. Give me, like you see, you need Sleepy G. All right, bro, I got you.
Oh my gosh, yeah, fantastic. All right, with that being said, last break of the night. We're diving into Name That Superstar, and we're out of here. We'll see you in a minute.
Okay, Cunningham, you watching the Shop Report.
I'm Homie Diallo, and you watching the Shop Report.
My name's Chris Murray, and you're watching the Shop Report.
You're Jaden Ivey, you're watching the Shop Report.
Max McKee, you're dropping in on the Shop Report.
Barbershop J, Quentin Hines, Super Bowl champion. I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm on.
Hi, I'm Mars Edwards from Mercury Stadium, and you're watching the Shock Report.
Hey, I'm Billy Butler, and thank you for watching the Shop Report. Hey guys, I'm Les Norman, former Kansas City Royal, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Commander Brown, Detroit Rivers Mountain Training, and I'm watching the Shop Report.
Hey, this is Doug Flynn of the New York Mets. Well, a few other teams, of course, too. And you're watching the Shop Report.
I'm Matt Ramos, and you're watching the Shop Report. How you doing? I'm Rajay Davis, and you're watching the Shop Report.
How you doing? This is Nelson Figueroa, former Major League pitcher with a lot of teams. You're about to listen to the Shop Report.
Hey, this is Howard Johnson. You're watching the Shop Report.
Hi, I'm Heath Bell from the New York Mets, and you're listening to the Shop Report podcast. Yeah.
Hey, I'm Josh Tolley, former catcher of the New York Mets, and you're watching the Shop Report.
This is Edgardo Alfonso for the Mets, and you're listening to Shop Report.
Hey, this is Doc Gooden, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Hello, this is Mike Hampton, and you're watching Shop Report.
This is Herman Harvey, former NFL offensive lineman with the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens, and you're listening to the Shop Report.
All right. We are back and better than ever. We need to call Doc real quick. I hope he feels guilty. I should text him. I'll be for real and honest, but that dude was absolutely sure I couldn't win. I needed Gully to defend that.
Yes. I got a believer for sure. Give me.
Gully's here. I win. Dude, I'm telling you, like you heard Austin razor thin margin. Gibby can't win, again, unless you were there.
All right, Gibby. I'm not going to let you down, guys. I'm going to let you down.
And it wasn't for a lack of effort. I got ghosted, Gibby. So I love it. All right, D. Gully.
Yeah.
This individual was a
Hey, man, hold on. Wait.
Right,
Before we begin, I just wanted to, you darn right. I'll be awake.
Yep.
I said, all right, bet. Listen, before we go to Name That Superstar, I just want to let you know. Aubrey Drake Graham had better win this lawsuit.
No, this sounds like if you remember, Tekashi 6ix9ine at one point said you can buy a #1 hit.
Yeah.
So is there merit to Drake what he's saying here?
Well, what I'm saying is, Tekashi, as far as numbers and as far as how to navigate the music, let's say, has a game, he was right. I think I track with him. What I'm saying is Drake is playing, he's playing the underdog side of a PR war, of a PR beef, that after already kind of like losing resoundingly when it was on wax, he's going now outside of the bounds of hip hop to try to address it. So does he want to keep carrying on with Kendrick? Because if he wins the lawsuit, if he does find, if they do find some reason, right? And let's say he does win, he's gonna probably have to release a track addressing it. It's got to go back to wax at some point, because Kendrick don't talk on interviews. He don't talk through tweets or Instagram messages. For you to do that, you're going to have to put that back in a song. And once you put it back in a song, here we go again. It's just his way. Remember, he was trying to remember the whole game, the round two, the game two references, or the round two references that he put, that I guess they like a burner account. So sort of put up the Rasheed Wallace quote that came out sometime. So my point in all that is, if you're going to go this route, you got to win. And if you don't win, then now people can, then I feel like people are not wrong in saying your career kind of is over with in music. Like, you should just go do movies now. You shouldn't come back here, because it's over for you here. Like, I don't think that that's hyperbole anymore, since you going so far out of the way of music to justify a song that insulted you was being inflated by the industry. You gotta win that. And if he does, then that's an L that Kendrick should have to take. If he does, but you better win it though. That's all I gotta say. Now we can go hold the name your superstar.
Yeah, and so again, Givey said, "Ew, Drake," and then Doc was like, "Yeah, Givey, you're not winning this week." And bro tried being nice about it, saying it's okay. It's gonna be really hard to win.
Oh, and then one more thing. One more thing about it. The dude is on one, because I had no idea that Ice Cube also dropped Friday. I didn't find that out until like yesterday or today. The Ice Cube dropped the album on Friday.
Oh, I thought you meant like a movie. I'm like,
yo, what? Right? Listen, like, I had no idea. And for what is worth, Whacked Out Murals, I guess lyrics that people are trying to analyze and working. Yeah, Gibby. Yeah, right. Yes, Gibby.
Hey, I'm a little upset. I finally, with K Dot dropping the album, I was finally able to grab the sample that I was looking for one of Aiden's videos.
Yeah.
Which is the what is this one here? What do we got? I'm gonna get flagged.
No, you're not, because I don't hear what you said.
The Squabble Up was the intro I was looking for.
Yes.
Again, you sampling the throwback freestyle When I Hear Music.
Right.
And so, yeah, nevertheless, that was, if you see that on Aiden's channel. But
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you what, Gibby, you're actually right. That was one surprise to me that we didn't hear from Baby King at all on this one. There we go, Rando. What's up?
Hey, there's Doc, Gibby. All right. So, hey, Doc, I'm going to put these up here so you can see them real quick. All right. I'll let you read through that. I told you I was going to get a hold of him.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah, that was a surprise to me too, as well, that he was not at all, like not even I mean, if you think about Mr. Morale, he had like that interlude plus another track. And then post Mr. Morale, they did a couple of what was it called? Hillbillies.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was surprised at that. But I mean, there's always a reason, you know. Kendrick always moves. He seems to always move with reason, or the persona is such that the fans or people find reason behind everything that he does. Right? Like his presence, you know, his presence almost precedes himself. So people are going to do the bidding that they think he does anyway. But I did think I was surprised no baby came on it, but that's all right.
Yeah. All right. So
are we ready, man?
Yeah. So we'll see what occurs here. I mean, when somebody goes the legal route, though, it just kind of seems like it's kind of the opposite of hip hop at that point. But
yeah, it does. It really does, and I think maybe and perhaps I would imagine that.
What do you think about the Lil Wayne thing, though? Really quick, like he didn't really seem like he called him out in the song. He was more so making a point, but Lil Wayne gave a response saying, let him basically don't wake me up type of thing.
I wouldn't be surprised if that is at Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, no, it's 100% at Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar. Yo, wake up, okay? This is what I'm trying to say. Wake up. I think right now, the space creatively that Kendrick Lamar in and the headspace that he's in personally, I believe he feels and he will produce music and make messages. He's fit to go through it with anybody. Understand what I'm trying to say? If you think that a guy will beat him, that's fine. If you think that a guy will beat you're sorely mistaken. You follow what I'm saying? He's built to survive these battles, and I feel like he's in the space now where he'll take on anybody. Like, I think it was intentional that he just randomly dropped Friday when Ice Cube was supposed to drop, because I think when it comes to the backhanded compliment, I was Kendrick before Kendrick. I think that's something on a track that Ice Cube had recently put out, and I didn't even know.
He's smelling himself right now. That's what that is.
Well, yeah, because of I would say for due reason, right? Consider what he did, like consider what he did, consider the numbers, consider how it went down, consider the pop out. Understand?
You're gonna end up getting me to say something. I'm not going to be welcome back in California.
No. Consider what the pop out was, right? You had that community, you had the West Side, you had that community, that region of the map, that region of the world, that region of the culture, with all of its divisions, right? Much like any other hood, you know what I'm saying? In any other country, any other part of the country, with all of its divisions and its little sects, you had them collaborate in a major way, where they put that on public stage. Like, that's a win for anybody culture, period.
Hey, Gibby, I'm with you. Bruh, that album, just look, man, I could pull up my phone right now. And
yo, listen,
I'm telling you right
let me
now,
explain something to
I'm
you.
with
Gibby.
Pluto all day long.
Gibby, I'm gonna explain something to you right now. It's Almost Dry was the Grammy album of the year until Kendrick dropped. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. All right, Gerard.
Oh, hey, Doc came. He said no. He's like, forget Facebook. I'm coming.
Right. I tried to tell Kimmy surrender. Yes, I beat them. Right. Thank you, Gibby.
Hey,
Thank you, Gibby. Oh,
Hey, somewhere Barbershop Jay just smiled.
yes. Yes. Don't cuss
Like,
it, right.
Hey, he's probably getting mad. Like, why's my ear ringing? Like,
right. Exactly. But yeah, but so what I'm saying, you factor that in, you factor the momentum behind it, right? And I feel like too that when we talk about, I feel like it wasn't specifically Drake that was at Kendrick. We talk about 20v1, 1v20 and all that, and the Ghost Riders, where Drake sort of publicly suggested, and we saw it though, that he had Kendrick to deal with in amongst Future and Ross and all them, coming at him. Maybe Kendrick felt the same way. Like Drake and the people that maybe are helping Drake, they are for what it's worth, they are formidable as well. And he was like, yo, I'm gonna take care of all of them.
That's right. And to quote Big Sean, Cast Tech's own, last night took an L, but we're gonna bounce back.
Right, exactly. So let's bounce back, man, and get on out of here, because we could talk about this a whole nother hour. Maybe we could do a special presentation on that, but let's go ahead, man. Let's name that superstar.
Look, you could thank Gibby for getting you to on the soapbox of the hip hop stuff that you've been wanting to get on for a while now.
Right. Let's go ahead. Let's get to it.
All right. So D Gully, our first superstar, is this gentleman here, and he, in this particular, just to kind of give you the clues here, he happened to be a part of one of the greatest tag teams in WWE history. However, that he actually held the belts for 478 consecutive days. So they were through the spring of 91. Then he was repackaged into the individual that I'm referring to here. And he made his final appearance at Royal Rumble in 1993. And then he would ultimately become an evil character in WCW. D Gully, name that superstar.
Talk about Demolition.
Mm-hmm.
Axe or Smash. Hold on. Is he? Wait. Is he a school teacher?
Today?
Yes.
I don't actually know the answer to that.
I just what's sticking me is it's Demolition for sure. But it's that Demolition. My mind is slipping on whether it's Axe or Smash. Axe, Smash, then Crush. Demolition Axe.
Wrong, but the gimmick we're looking for actually is not some it's post
Demolition. So it's not post Demolition. Smash. You said he was repackaged in 93.
Well, by late 91 he was repackaged.
Yeah.
His final appearance was at Royal Rumble 93, and then he went to WCW. If it helps, he had a Happy Gilmore-esque WCW gimmick.
I'm gonna tell you something. I wasn't a fan of Happy Gilmore. Don't think I ever saw the movie all the way completely.
It's all in the hips.
Yeah, so that Happy Gilmore reference. you might as well put your bag that you bought from the store on top of your car and drive off because that package is not gonna be delivered.
Thanks, broski. It sure was.
All right, Gibby. Hold on. Repackaged. 93. What found?
This character.
Not Bastion Booger.
Nope. But I'm so glad that you thought of that because that was someone I had considered.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Hold on. They repackaged Smash as oh man, you gotta give me that one.
All right. D Gully, the superstar, is known, of course, as you were highlighting, as Smash. Otherwise, real name Barry Darso. And the image is this here, the Repo Man.
Ah, gotcha. Yes, and it was terrible, right? The Repo Man was terrible.
Well, what's going to make us all feel terrible is this next name, that superstar. Get a load of this jacked individual who, in this image, is celebrating his 60th birthday.
Wow.
Yep. Uh-huh. Way to knock us down a peg.
60th. You ain't gonna give me no. I'm just gonna look at the dude's abs and you be like, name the superstar. Like, what kind of show?
Now, wait a minute. All right, hang on. This superstar, D Gully, was a part of AWA. He had the same gimmick in AWA.
Now, pause. You saying he just celebrated his 60th birthday? So this is like 20.
No, this is an image from his 60th birthday.
Okay, got you. All right, got you. All right.
Yeah. So, he was originally a different character that rivals a similar namesake to one of our previous Name That Superstars. And he used that brand in AWA, WCW, SMW, and UWF before going to WWF in May of 93. He then appeared vastly different. And of course, he had was accompanied by not a valet necessarily, but who he was accompanied by would play a great role in one of the significant factions of WCW during the Monday Night Wars. And
his valet was a woman?
No, was a man.
Hold on. Faction. All right, keep going.
If you will remember, I referenced this in the other individual that accompanied him, his faction that he was the head of, in the brilliance of the video games on N64 and your ability to interchange rosters and affiliations and factions. So, therefore, implying he had a significant faction, that there were only really 3 at that point in time in the mid 90s. So
there was Faces of Fear. There was the NWO. There's the LWO.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, what's another WCW faction? Okay, that's not Raven.
Well, the individual in question is not correct, but his valet, if you will, was.
His valet was Johnny Polo?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait. Johnny Polo was WWF.
That's right.
So
I'm saying when his valet ultimately became known as Raven. Yes.
Right. Wait a minute. Hold on. Who's the... No. He's one of the Quebecers?
Nope.
No. Johnny Polo was the valet for what was we now talking about the tag team with Rick the Model Martel. Wait a minute. Who was Johnny Polo's stable? Yeah, Johnny Polo. Got my eye on you, bro. Hold on.
While we're waiting, I just want to point out to Barbershop Jay and for Opus that Jaden Ivey was sunk a game winner tonight at the buzzer. So
Yes,
there it is.
Jaden Ivey. All right.
Friend of the show did a drop.
Yeah. Not the Quebecers with Johnny Polo. Who's Johnny Polo's team that they manage?
Name that superstar.
Oh, man, I'm close, man.
You are very close. I mean, this is probably the best you've done on someone that was close to the other individual.
Yeah. Hold on, don't tell me. Man, we're going to get out of here. If Johnny Polo was the manager before he went to WCW, did this guy follow him to WCW?
No.
Wait a minute. He ever made it? You said he made it to WCW?
Well, just Johnny Polo did.
Oh, okay. So the Quebecers, who was they bench? And we wasn't talking about.
Well, you know what? Yes, he did. He was in WCW. I forgot at one point.
And he wasn't with Raven's flock?
No, he faced Sid Vicious at one point in time.
Did Sid Vicious break his leg while in the ring with him?
No.
Okay, that was Rick Steiner. He faced Sid Vicious.
If we want more about his WCW career, he ultimately formed an alliance with the Big Cat and was scheduled to team against Sid Vicious and Dan Spivey at Starrcade. And of course, unfortunately, he missed the pay-per-view and would be replaced by the Motor City Madman.
The Motor City Madman from Detroit. All right, man. Who is this, man? We gotta go, man. I can't. It's only sinking so far. It's like the equivalent for when I run cable and I see it and I'm just a foot short. And no matter how much I try to stretch it, try to get a service loop, I'm not gonna get it. But so far, I got to run a new cable. So I'm gonna need a new one. So who is this, man?
All right, D Gully, as you see,
Atom
here,
Bomb.
This is the Atom Bomb, Brian Clark. Again, yep, he was originally packaged as the Night Stalker in AWA, WCW, SMW, and UWF before he signed with WWF in May of '93.
Yeah.
And as a reminder, of course, he wore the green contact lenses and had a bright red tongue. His gimmick was that of a survivor of the infamous 3 Mile Island nuclear incident. And he was billed from there as well. Atom Bomb was originally accompanied by, of course, Johnny Polo, later Raven, before the big push was assigned to Harvey Whippleman.
Yes, Atom freaking Bomb. Man, all right.
Well, if if you'd like, I have one more.
No, we ain't. No, no, save it. Next Monday, bro. No.
All right.
It is a great time with you guys. It is if you guys celebrate Thanksgiving.
We'll be back on Wednesday, sir.
Still got to get it in before
it's Tuesday, bro. Like it's already
right.
Tuesday. We'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. But listen, we got to get it in. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, some of our guys, they may not join us on Wednesday. But if you don't celebrate it, depending on where you're at, Thanksgiving, most of us, well, many people choose to have a day, where they get together with their family, share the common meal that they have. That might be a little harder to come by in years past, compared to years past. So hopefully you get a chance to enjoy your family and enjoy some football, some family time together, time to relax before the shopping season gets up in high gear. People get all crazy with buying gifts and whatnot and pressing upon people with stuff that they don't really have. Have some time, enjoy your families, appreciate it. Like we appreciate you guys whenever you tune in with us, whenever we fire up our machines and give you our opinions on sports and pop culture. The fact that you want to listen to us, whether you want to criticize us or compliment us, we appreciate it all. And we will definitely, want to aim to keep continuing to do this in our everyday lives, so that way we can get back here with you. Double J, got anything you want to tell the people before I get us out of here?
Yeah, I'm with Zach Edey on this. Memphis Grizzlies gave Spencer his national championship ring in front of him. And yeah, just like remember who's on the G League team, right, bruh? Okay. Anyway, yeah, shots fired. Boiler up. Anyway, otherwise, yes, we'll be back Wednesday.
We'll be back Wednesday with the shop. Yep.
And our host with the most will be in at the helm. And otherwise, and then we'll return after our food comas. And
hopefully we will return and give you the best we got. Yeah, hopefully we not on food comes. I'll tell you what, I'm making some peach cobbler though, and I'm learning how to cook more meals. But but I'm making some peach cobbler and all that, so it's going to be good. But for all of us out there, you know what to do. Whatever you want to find us, whatever else, we got us on the StreamYard. That's how we broadcast to you right now. We got the Facebook, the Instagram, Twitter, the Twitch. What you mean, Gully? And then what I don't know what else I'm missing. But nonetheless, man, like you say, like our host say, to find out, what's, what we do in sports or whatnot. But next time you really want to know what's going on, come to the shop. Why? Because
walk-ins are always welcome.
Holla.